absolutely nothing to talk about apart from one Robert Sanchez, everyone's favourite goalkeeper, but also not at all. Robert Sanchez has taken the headlines today across the world of X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, because of an article that came out revolving around our man between the sticks. Robert Sanchez, he's a controversial subject. Is polarizing not the word? He's polarizing in the sense of everyone has an opinion on him. Whether they're Chelsea fans, whether they are fans of rival teams, whether they are Brighton fans of which he once came from. Everyone has has an opinion on Robert Sanchez, and today we're going to go through some of the ins and outs, what was spoken about today, and why on earth Robert Sanchez is allegedly here to stay. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, 10 o'clock. Been trying to wet my whistle a little bit more with that. I'm still trying to get used to it. It's still, in many people's eyes, in many people's thoughts, it is still Poch o'clock. But alas, it is not Poch o'clock. However, I will say that Maresca will have opinions divided when it comes to this subject. And that is, of course, Robert Sanchez. And apparently Enzo Maresca and the hierarchy have given him the backing. Robert Sanchez has the backing of the hierarchy and Enzo Maresca, according to Simon Johnson. He did a report today, and it says this. Sanchez has the second highest save percent in the Premier League this season at 79.6%. Only Liverpool's Alisson, who has played 5 fewer matches, is above him in the standings with 88.2%. So whilst, many people might have their opinions on him of we can surely do better. Where's Petrovic? Jorgensen? I doubt he's good enough, but he's been here, he's been there, he's been a lot of the goals that Jorgensen has conceded in the games that he has played are very much not down to him. I would say he's had a couple of stinkers, but again, our main man here, Robert Sanchez, has had many, no less. In the Arsenal game the other day, he, you could put that on the defence, you could put that on him. Facts are the facts, and if you're a first-team goalkeeper playing at the level that you should be playing for at a club like Chelsea Football Club, leaving your front door open as wide as he did against Arsenal of all teams, at home, no less. It's an absolute travesty, a travesty to say the least. But Simon Johnson, he's coming out here, spreading the facts, and that is that the hierarchy and Enzo Maresca have given him the backing as the current, the future first team goalkeeper for Chelsea Football Club, and he's even backed it up with a stat that I feel like would annoy some people, the fact that it's like he's not all bad, but the eye test doesn't lie. Sure, Sanchez has, he's a great shot stopper when he actually gets in the way of the shots. He's got some things going for him, but there are so many holes in his game. There's holes in his hands a lot of the time as well. And it does beg the question, could we do better? Should we do better? Could we go for yet another goalkeeper to fill the void that Robert Sanchez is so seemingly providing, both for those watching at home, for those that aren't even Chelsea fans, that are watching thinking, Jesus Christ, this guy is a walking liability in many, many aspects of his game. And for the match-going fans, he did go on to say that the atmosphere, it's getting bad. It's getting bad. In fact, Robert Green, Chelsea legend, spoke on Maresca's support for Sanchez and said this: if it becomes intolerable in the stadium, because apparently the atmosphere is very sour with regards to Robert Sanchez, if it becomes intolerable in the stadium, if it gets worse, is it the hill Maresca is willing to die on? There comes a point where the crowds speak. The fans can start pointing the finger at him for making the decision, him being Maresca. If it starts to affect Sanchez's game, it is a really hard thing to turn around. You both have to be pretty stubborn to carry on. And it's a fact. It's a fact. And let's not beat around the bush. Robert Green, a long career. He is certainly someone who has probably someone who has had criticism throughout his career. Not always number one wherever he's played. He was number 3. Still won silverware. So, a fellow goalkeeper, they are supportive of one another. I've had to listen to Asmir Begovic a lot, working with Alex, speak about, the camaraderie that is surrounding goalkeepers and that they are almost a complete breed of their own. But standing there at the back of the pitch or the front of the pitch, wherever you want to call it, he's going to have thoughts going through his head. He's going to have people chatting shite behind him as well about how shit he is. Or so they think. And so surely there comes a time where, if it continues to go the route that it's going, as Robert Green is saying, is it a hill that Maresca is willing to die on? Is it a situation that Maresca wants to find him in where the Chelsea faithful are giving it to him? Not just Robert Sanchez, but they're giving it to Maresca as well. Does he want to be under that sort of criticism as well? He might be doing great elsewhere with his formations, with his tactics rather. But with our shot stopper, with our goalkeeper, if he's letting them in willy-nilly, if he's causing issues, if he's causing disarray, if he's causing, distress and unrest within the Chelsea faithful from game to game, does there come a time where you've got to, bite the bullet, find an alternative? Something to end the video on here is a stat, counteracting what Simon Johnson was saying about, Sanchez has the second highest save percentage of the Premier League this season, 79.6%. And only Liverpool's Alisson has had, who has played 5 fewer matches than Sanchez, is above him in the standings with 88.2. So that would suggest, with 5 more games in Alisson's, if Alisson played those 5 more games, would he have the same as or a better percentage than Robert Sanchez? But then who scored have also come out with this. No player has committed more errors leading to goals than Robert Sanchez is in Europe's top 5 leagues this season with 3, which doesn't seem a lot, but, it should be 0. Is it time to give other people a chance? Is it time for Jorgensen to step up? Petrovic is at Strasbourg, so that's out of the realm of possibility. Do we go into the transfer market this January looking for another keeper, or are you happy with where we are with Robert Sanchez? Let me know in the comments down below. With that said, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. We're getting closer. We're getting closer, people. 120 odd subscribers away from the glory land that is 10,000 subscribers. One more as we call it a day here today. It's nearly the weekend, guys and girls. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Harry Up the Chelsea, and peace.